This video is sponsored by Wayland Games.
But it's not Warhammers, it's a Gundam.
So this is a video first for me. I have never built a Gunpla or Gundam kit in my life. I've seen them, I've heard nothing but good stuff about them on the internet. Lots of people have told me, get a Gundam kit, you'll love it. It's Gundam cool, get one. I was like, oh yeah, sure. Never got round to it. And then we got the opportunity to build one. Honestly, never opened a box, don't know what to expect. I am an experienced hobbyist. I've been around the block a few times, so I know how to build kits. So this is going to be an interesting journey for me and for you guys, because some of you may not have built a kit either. You may not know what they look like. You don't even know what Gundam is. So we're all going to go on a little journey together and watch Peachy build a Gundam model. And I'm excited and also terrified, but mostly excited. Can't wait. Much excitement.
So it is a big box. I was not expecting it to be this big. Oh my days. There is literally nearly every colour of the rainbow in sprues. As I've said, built many kits before. This apparently doesn't require glue. How? I'll find out as we progress. But oh my days, there's just like, there's a lot. I mean, like I said, I'm an experienced builder and I've built many kits, but this terrifies me. I mean, what are they for? I mean, they're cool, but what are they for? I have no idea. I mean, I'm still not even at the bottom of it. I mean, look, there's loads still to go. Somewhere in here, hopefully, there's instructions, otherwise. Good luck watching this video. Watch Peachy build something about instructions. That's just every time we buy IKEA furniture with Mrs. Peach, to be fair. Oh yeah, we've got instructions and they're in English and Japanese, which is good. I guess once I've got everything laid out, I'll know what all the colours mean. Oh, there's loads of different builds as well. Is there an easy build? Is there an easy mode? I don't know. There's so many things. I just don't know where to start. So yeah, anyone that's new to this, they're in the same boat as me. So yeah, just watch me stress out and see how this goes. This is going to be great. I'm not actually really excited, but also massively anxious at the same time. But yeah, good.
Instantly, the fact each sub-assembly informs you which sprues are being used is an instant game changer for me. There's a lot of sprues, so this will instantly improve building efficiency. When building any kit from an instruction guide, one of the things I always do is get like a marker or a pen or a pencil or whatever, and then just tick off each section when I've done it. It's good if there's like certain sub-assemblies that, you know, you're building this one or that one. And it's good it helps keep track. So if you have to stop for the night or for lunch, you roughly know where you are, so you can just open your instruction guide and you know where to go. So as a top tip, just for efficiency, it is worth doing it, even just to tick off. And you know you've done it, but it's just, it feels good. It's like ticking a tick box on a checklist of jobs to do. It feels good, so recommended. Straight away, I felt that this kit was designed by folks who have completed the game of engineering. Nothing is missed, everything is considered, and the instructions, honestly, are sublimely clear. A few people have said like, oh, you know, sometimes instructions can be quite misleading. There is literally nothing in these instructions, only user error. And I experienced user error quite a bit because I'd be like, oh my God, this doesn't make sense. And then I kind of read a bit further on and it did. So it's kind of like IKEA meets Lego for instructions. That's what it feels like, because Lego's pretty clear. IKEA pretty clear. Japanese have got it clear. They know what they're doing.
I would just like to take a quick moment of your time to briefly talk about the sponsor of this video, Wayland Games, and how you can win the same Gundam that Peachy's building in this video. We all know who Wayland Games are at this point. They're the lovely folks that sell us all of our favourite hobby products, tools and needs at up to 20% off RRP. They have a 4.9 star rating on Trustpilot. They've got a loyalty system which makes things even cheaper. They do duties paid to Europe. The list goes on. They're amazing. And they now sell a metric ton of Gundams. And if you would like to put yourself in the running to win a copy of this Master Grade Extreme Strike Freedom Gundam, all you need to do is order any Gunpla or Gundam kit through Wayland Games and use our code at checkout. You'll be automatically entered. The link, checkout code, the full terms and conditions are all available down in the description and the pinned comment. I wish I could enter. I bought a Gundam through Wayland Games recently. This little dude, because I watched Peachy build this big dude and I wanted to try it out, but maybe something slightly less intimidating. So I went for the little one. I'm looking forward to building it. Real grade, apparently. Transfers for days. Anyway, I'll let you get back to Peachy. Enter the competition if you're keen. These are really fun to build. Definitely recommend it. See you soon.
Initially, I used a mix of AK clippers and God Hand, but as I discovered through the build, the plastic, though sturdy, does feel a smidgen softer than the plastics I'm used to. So I just kept to the God Hand in the end for the duration. It just made sense as opposed to keep swapping around. I love how the book and build are broken up. In some places, it's to focus on a particular area. Others, it's to add the next stage of adornments, etc. I've seen metallic sprues in the past. Workshop have done some stuff where they've chromed them, and it was a bit hit and miss. Some of it was just a bit like clogged up, it didn't look cool and a bit cheap looking. The chroming on these is just amazing. I was not expecting. There's different types of metallic. There's like metallic-esque looking sprues, which is just like, it looks a bit metallic-y but quite dull, which I'm used to from like Underworld kits and stuff like that. And then there was the chromed ones as well. And they're just beautiful. And in the instructions, it's like, not only does it tell you the letters and the numbers of the sprue, but it also gives you a suggestion as the colours like white gold, bright gold, or copper, or dark metal. So if you're not sure, you can just judge it by eye. But I was super impressed by not only the adornments on all the kit, but just the quality of the chroming on the sprue. I've never seen anything like it. I'm mind blown. All the way through this video, there's a lot of mind blowing. I'm not used to it. I'm not used to such an array of expertise in a plastic kit. It's mad. The one thing I still can't get my head around, and like I say, built lots of kits, is the level of articulation. This thing has no glue, unless you make a mistake like I did. Has no glue. It's all clip fit, so you just push it together. But there's so much articulation, so many joints. There's bits like on the waist where there's like hip movement. On the legs, there's like little pistons that move. Like everything twizzles and turns. Don't get me started on that hand. That posable hand that's like two types of plastic that's fully articulated when you cut it off the sprue. I have never seen that in my life. A plastic sprue that you clip out and then is fully articulated.
And that's on the sprue?
That is on the sprue. Just got to work out about the hand joint, but fingertips move. They're on ball joints, so if I move this one round, let me move that. This one moves around.
Oh my god. And that's one piece?
That's just one piece. These do move. See, look, they move around.
That shouldn't be allowed.
What devilry is this? Who have they... Where's this come from? This is mad science. So yeah, the articulation, the level of that and what you can get from the model is insane. And I built a lot of kits. I like my action figures. There's probably more articulation in this Gundam than all the action figures I got at home. It's insane.
It's the end of day one of filming. I've got most of the body built. What's left is things like armor, guns, things. There's lots of stuff to do. I've gone through all the emotions today, all of them. Excited, baffled, confused, overwhelmed, angry at one point. Brass etched makes me angry. I wasn't too keen on that stuff. But also super impressed as well, like just how the kit goes together. I mean, there's all these sprues and I have to keep like changing out. Organisation, I think, is key. And just keep checking over when you start the next section, look at what sprues you need and then put them into this thing, which helps. Sometimes I use my lap as well, or my mug, to lean them up against. But I'm impressed with the kit so far. As my first one I've ever done, it's so different to anything I've ever done. And I like it. I've thoroughly enjoyed the process so far, so it's been good. Can't wait for tomorrow, see what happens.
So I made a boo-boo. I accidentally, because I was getting carried away, clipped off 2 plugs that are meant to like secure into some holes. So I got some plugs, got some holes, and accidentally clipped them off because I thought they were feed lines. So what I had to do, because these are so well engineered and so precise, is because there was one circle bigger than the other, so you knew roughly where to go. So I super glued them on, not because I was expecting a tough fit with the super glue. It was more just so I could make sure I lined them to the holes and then put them in, because I was an idiot. they fitted in fine. There was no issues. And then eventually, because it's a Gundam kit and it's so well engineered, there was a load of housing that went around it and secured it in place anyway. So I didn't really need to worry about gluing those plugs on. But I'm glad I did, because at least it made it fairly precise when I obviously started assembling it. So do be mindful, especially if you're using God Hand, because it's like a hot knife through butter. Just make sure it is a feed line and not a plug. Don't do a Peach. I was such an idiot. I can't believe it. I was too busy talking to that guy, having a laugh about how awesome Gundam is, and snip! Oh no! Idiot.
On to day 2. I've done the back or the wings. My days. I mean, they're so articulated. There's so much you can do, but it was a lot. I won't lie, it was a lot. I did do some mistakes, clipping some bits off I shouldn't have done. But even with that, and the way that they build and the way they push together, it's still really sturdy. But I just feel that there's so much building required and you're hardly see any of it. It's all for the armature, I get that, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, I spent ages building that and now I've covered it with more stuff that I can't see the things that I thought were gonna be cool. But still, it's pretty cool. And look how articulate that is. I want to try and be gentle because I don't want to end up breaking anything, undo all my hard work. But yeah, that's that done. Armor next, and guns.
Now, the thing I still can't get my head around, it's not a negative, it's just like, I get it, but I spent ages building the sort of exoskeleton of this model, and then it all gets covered and hidden. I even put stickers on, and they get covered and hidden. And I'm like, I now know they're there, but no one else does. So that is something that I've never experienced in a kit, is you spend ages building all this intricate detailing, and then you cover it up anyway. And some of me was like, why is that a thing? But then as a hobbyist who likes to add narrative and to go into those sort of like cool builds and dioramas, that having that option where you can have like a Gundam on the floor destroyed and everyone standing over its body and like shooting it in the face. You could have like exposed circuitry. You could have like some of the armor shown underneath. You could have a Gundam being armored up or armed up or whatever. So I actually like having that. But at first it did seem like, oh, that's a lot of effort, but it was worth it. And even now, I just look at it lovingly, knowing all the time and effort that's gone into it and all the detail that I can't see, but I know it's there. I know it's there. He knows it's there. You probably don't know it's there. But when you build your own, you'll know it's there. It's so good. As the story developed of building this and knowing that I'm building things that I'll never ever see, because I got used to the fact that I was constantly being corrected by the instruction guides, there is a greater power in play. So as we've rightly said, trust the system. There is Bandai and the engineers have got you covered. So when things seem weird and don't make sense, trust the system. It'll all play out fine at the end. Trust me. I made this mistake at least 4 times, and each time it was like, just Peach, just trust the system. I should have trusted it the first time, but you know, been burnt by plastic kits. Not actually burnt, you know what I mean. As you can now see, I am joined by the Gundam. And it's a thing of beauty, posed by Pat, and beautifully posed, may I say, Patrick. Very well done. I think it looks great. He's flying and everything. You're not put weapons in, but you know, we can go past that. We can have a conversation about weapons. So I'm gonna do it now on screen. This thing like just connects together. You can go double-headed, like light saber cutlass weapon, light lance, I don't know what you want to call it, but there's just so much stuff. I built the extra hands initially. I wasn't going to build the extra hands as well, so I built those, and it does, you know, you can swap them out for different poses, but it's done. I keep looking at it with such love. I enjoyed the journey, I enjoyed the process. I'm proud of it as well, and Pat added some stickers on, and he feels like he's contributed quite heavily to this build as well. It's true though. I mean, we're both like, I just enjoyed it, and I've never had this feeling with a kit before. And one of the things occurred to me is I have, like, we've all built kits over the years. My granddad would build like the Bismarck or the Cutty Sark, and he'd spend months building this up and build the hull, build the gun deck, then build the rigging and this, that, and the other. And it was a labour of love. And I think that's what these really are. It's not something you just want to knock out in quick succession. I mean, you can do. I mean, that choice is there. But it's something you want to take your time on. And it's the process that you're doing it for as well. So, people don't build jigsaw puzzles just to like go, yeah, I built a jigsaw puzzle, break it all up. They do it because it's a process. It's enjoyable. And this felt like that. I've never been so emotionally attached to a model in my life that I've built. Did I enjoy this? Yes. Did I enjoy building this model? Absolutely. I'm a convert to Gundam, I think. Will I build another? Yeah, I think I will. Not straight away. I'm a bit tired mentally and exhausted from building this one. But I think I will build another. I'd buy myself one as well down the line. And I like to get my lad doing it as well because it was an enjoyable process and just doing things together. And it's fully posable and playable. Maybe not with like a 6-year-old, but probably someone that's a bit older. So I obviously talked about like you build lots of stuff and you then hide it with armor. But as me and Pat have been playing with this, and we've been playing with it a lot of those undersuit bits and those details are actually visible as you start to articulate it and start to move things around. So when you like move like the legs up, the skirt moves to the side and it spreads open, you can see some of that beautiful chromed gold underneath it and stuff like that. So it is, again, the engineering is sublime. I think whoever made this has, finished the game of life, really. They're just like, they're on level 100. But yeah, it's just, you move the arms and you can then see bits underneath, and then you lift the toes down, you can see bits underneath that. You move the wings and they spread open and do things. It's insane. I'm going to do it, but I'm now scared I'm going to break things. That's the other thing. I'm so worried that I'm going to break this, but it's so well built that it won't break. And that's what I really like, snap it. It's just, it's sturdy. It's sturdy. It's amazing. I can't stop saying how amazing it is. It's just incredible. I've never experienced it. Sorry, I've never experienced anything like this. Should get out more. You're right. Don't put that in the comments. But yeah, it is an incredible kit. I think everyone should try building one at least once in their life. If there's one thing I learned about this video and the mistakes I made, is the great Japanese proverb, which is fall down 7 times, get up 8 times. Goodbye.
Bloody Gundams.